Is that wrong again?
That's
You've got the easy part.
right.
Hi, I'm Sam,
And I'm Lauren,
and we're rentvestors that live in Perth.
but we buy all over Australia.
So rentvesting is when you obviously rent and then invest your money elsewhere in investment properties and you become a landlord. So we rent here in Perth and we've got 4 investment properties, so 3 in Queensland and 1 in Adelaide, and both being on a minimal wage, we probably wouldn't have been able to afford the property we currently live in. And rent vesting has given us the flexibility to be able to live where we want, which is crucial for us, while still being able to invest our money into the property market. So we essentially get the best of both worlds.
You know, here where we are now, it's super close to the city, and for both of our works, it's really close. We've got the freeway right here and, you know, Great Eastern Highway, so we can get to wherever we need to go quite quickly.
And we often visit the city, whether it be shopping or going out for dinner or lunch, and also we enjoy the footy too, so we're quite close to footy stadium as well.
And we've got cafe strips in Vic Park, Mount Lawley, Leederville.
So we're within a short train ride or drive to wherever we need to go.
And because you are renting, you tend to not keep as much stuff. So when we do move, it's kind of pack up, move to the next one.
And obviously any maintenance or rates with our property that we live in, the landlord has to pay for anything like that. Whereas we're just paying the rent, it frees up extra cash flow to then go invest further in investment properties. Yeah, so the first one, I was an apprentice on a very minimal wage. I had a second job and I tried to save whatever I could from my plumbing and pay my bills via the second job. And I was only approved for about $280,000. So it was only a small 2-bedroom unit for $265,000. It rented for $345,000. And now looking at that, that's probably worth around $460,000, and the rent covers all bills related to that property. So that's very important, because if there's no income like that, the banks aren't going to give us the money to invest, especially on an apprentice wage all those years ago. So the rent's very important. Our next purchase was in Southport in Queensland for $530,000, and recently we've just had a valuation on that one of $950,000. So that's probably been our best purchase so far. From there we're lucky to roll into another Queensland purchase, and this was actually a commercial industrial unit. So you need a bigger deposit, but that's where our first properties came into play, because we were able to access equity and then leverage into those. Again, that one looks after itself as well, and we've seen some decent growth from that. And then in Adelaide, another house which we purchased for $450,000, and currently we're in the works getting our finance sorted to go again and buy a 5th property. Managing 4 different properties and trying to get finance for a 5th can get quite hectic. Occasionally you get emails from property managers on any given week with maintenance issues or anything like that. So I've got a spreadsheet that I use to track everything, all the numbers, so that when you look at it that way, it makes things a lot easier. And it's difficult going for finance again, because you have to give all that info for each property over to the bank for them to go through with a fine-tooth comb. My ultimate goal is to build up investments to then leverage into our dream home.
And being central is a massive goal for us. Because we have been fortunate enough to rent here, being able to purchase in the same sort of location close to the city would be ideal for both of us.
And looking ahead, could be 7 to 5 years away. And that hurts a little bit to think of it like that.
I do struggle with that too. I think patience is a massive thing as well, because there is pressure. You know, you see friends or people you know buying properties and it's like, oh, I want to be doing that, but I know that we are doing that, it's just a little bit slower. So when you do talk about that positive gratification, it does make it a little bit tricky, because you do want things now, and so you do have to have a little bit more patience to see the journey through and know that you will end up with a better outcome in the end.
I think more and more Australians are getting into rent vesting, because, as you know, we see it every day. It's getting more and more difficult for Australians to get into the property market, especially our demographic, and it's not getting any easier. So I think long gone are the days where buy your house and you live in it for 30 years, I think you need to take different avenues, whether it be rent vesting, whether it be buying with a sibling, because at the moment in your capital cities, especially Sydney and Melbourne, it's just out of reach for so many people.